I wanted to watch this one because I started using Premiere Pro recently, and I'm like, what? What? Hi Felix, it's time for React. You only play the mobile skating game where you do tricks with your finger motions? What the fuck? That sounds kinda sick.
Adobe products.
Okay. Let's watch the Adobe video and let's get reminded about how much this company fucking sucks, you know what I mean?
Used to feel like a safe pair of hands that always worked. You'd really struggle to complain with anything. But now they're just something else entirely and everyone's sick of them. The software you used to buy once
I remember back in school, you used to get given like Adobe stuff to go into school with, and like I don't even know if they do that shit anymore. Why am I on 40p? The hell? But yeah, back then they used to tell us in school like, oh, Adobe is like the best thing ever. You need to learn all the Adobe programs. And now it's just fucked.
Forever, you now rent by month at a price that climbs every year. We lost the tools we could trust and own, and in exchange we got rising subscriptions, mandatory AI nobody asked for, and a fee for the privilege of leaving. But Adobe is finally getting
cancellation fee of $400.
and a fee for the privilege of leaving.
What? They're paying $80 a month, bro. That's crazy.
But Adobe is finally getting what they deserve.
That's insane. Is that legal?
Cynical corporate strategy
like that much?
Catching up with them. And even then, their CEO still claims it's never been better.
I actually believe that there's going to be more opportunity for creative companies than ever before. We are an extremely profitable company and we're growing. This year, double digits.
And somehow, he's exactly right. Their figures are shooting through the roof. It's actually been their best year ever. A record 20.
Yeah, because they're fucking extorting everyone, and there's like, they don't want to like fucking put the time and resources into investing in someone else. Oh, fuck these guys, man.
Revenue. So then why have
no wonder people want to pirate this
crashed
shit.
magnificently by around 65% from their peak, which goes against the entire tech market boom right now. Even with record profits, the market hates them. Well, this is because there's something much stranger going on with the company that redefined creativity for a generation. It's all just the endpoint of a process they've been orchestrating deliberately for years.
I remember when they started adding AI shit to Photoshop, of all things. So many people were done with them when they did that. Because it's like, you have the software for creativity and then you're just throwing AI in it. And I remember back when that happened, everyone was pissed. The thing is, it sucks. I remember back, you used to get like funny people editing shit in Photoshop and you'd be like, oh, haha, that's Photoshopped. I feel like you don't even get that anymore. You just get people saying, oh, that's just AI gen. You don't get the funny, like, Photoshop edits anymore that you used to get. And it's really a lost art. It's kind of tragic.
You see, Adobe used to be one of those companies whose products had everyone creating tutorials on how to do cool things in Photoshop,
all your work,
Illustrator,
they might,
After Effects. But now, you'll just find hundreds of tutorials on how to cancel those subscriptions. It looks easy, but it isn't. That's why these videos exist.
It's crazy they need like over fucking hundreds of videos just to describe this. Isn't it illegal? I know in Europe, the European laws, it's illegal to make it difficult to cancel a subscription. I don't know, man.
Here's how the trap worked. When you signed up, Adobe steered you towards a plan called Annual Paid Monthly. It was pre-selected for you, and it looked like a simple month-to-month deal. Except it wasn't. What you'd agreed to was a year-long contract, and if you tried to leave before that year was up, Adobe charged you an early termination fee, worth half of everything you had left to pay. On a basic plan, that was a surprise bill of hundreds of dollars, just for the crime of wanting to stop. And the best part? That fee was hidden in fine print, tucked behind tiny icons you had to hover over to even know it existed. Then there was the cancellation itself. You didn't just click a button. You got funneled through page after page of menus, discounts, and prompts. Every step was built to wear you down until you just gave up and kept on paying. The kind of thing the industry politely calls a dark pattern, meaning a user interface designed to trick you into doing things. If you look on those how to cancel Adobe tutorials, you'll find thousands of comments from those who aren't able to, maybe because of an error or a missing button. It got so horrendous that in 2024, the government sued Adobe. The Department of Justice and the FTC accused them of trapping customers with hidden fees and a deliberately painful cancellation process. And they named 2 executives personally. So Adobe finally paid up, a $150 million settlement, all while denying any wrongdoing. But the other story is that users had something to cancel in the first place, and why? Until
California law tried to make this shit illegal, but it didn't get through. This shit's fucked, man.
this, Adobe had honored one simple rule. You bought the software and it was yours. The full Creative Suite wasn't cheap, but you owned it. You could use it for a decade, and you only paid again when a new version was truly worth it. Then in 2013, Adobe killed that rule. It announced that Creative Suite 6 would be the last version anyone could ever buy outright. From now on, you didn't own Photoshop, you rented it every month forever.
I hate the fact that all things nowadays, including games now too, are just becoming like rent, or like you don't own it, or it's like, fuck, you know what? If you don't own something, it can't be called stealing if you pirate it, because you could never own it in the first place, right?
And the
Just
day
saying.
you stopped paying was the day you lost the tools.
Can't steal something that you could never have.
They gave it a warm, weightless name as if it were a gift. Behold the Creative Cloud. Overnight, a customer who paid once every few years became one who paid every single month. And once your life's work lived inside Adobe's files and formats, leaving meant incinerating all of it. The payoff was obscene. In its last year selling box software, Adobe made around $4 billion. A decade later, it pulls in over $23 billion a year. And most people badly underestimate how much more they hand over by renting it. The old Master Collection cost around $2,600, but you paid once and it was yours.
Lord Intellectual, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. We're watching Adobe is completely fucked, and as we all know, Adobe is a scum company. If purchasing isn't ownership, then pirating isn't theft. Bless. But thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you so much. If you got a raid and run, I totally understand. I'm Faye. I'm a pink Oni VTuber. Welcome to the failures. Welcome in. Let's get all cozy and we're watching the videos. We're getting cozy. Thank you so much. Hope you had a good stream.
Costs up to $70 a month, a little over $840 a year, which means every 3 years of renting now costs you what the entire box suite used to cost to own outright. So a designer who's now paid every month since Creative Cloud landed in 2013.
We need a company to just copy paste everything Adobe's done and then make it as like a one-time purchase for life.
Has actually handed Adobe well over $8,000, or take a 40-year career. Even on the kindest possible assumption that Adobe would never raise prices again, even though this is something they've never once managed, the full suite at around $840 a year comes to over $33,000 in rent before you retire. But Adobe does raise the price, so you're probably looking at $60,000, ranging up to a grand total of $100,000 for one subscription.
This is fucked.
$100,000 just to do your job. $100,000 you could spend on a holiday.
Surely if it's your job, like, I don't mean like as a content creator, because I think you have to pay for that. But like if you need this thing for like an office job, surely your company would have a deal with them, right? And your company would pay for it, right? You would think so. It's just fucked.
Food, or buying a house, or raising a family. That single move became the most copied decision.
No one can afford to raise a family anymore.
Every executive in tech watched Adobe.
No one wants kids because they've got no fucking money.
Then did the same to their own customers, one industry at a time. Now we're just used to it, but just remind yourself, it never used
we're
to
just
be
used to.
You
we're
don't
just used
own
to
your
it.
music anymore. You rent it from Spotify. You don't own the films you buy on a streaming service. Amazon once reached into people's Kindles and deleted books they'd already paid for. And the book it deleted of all things was 1984. Your car insurance.
Jesus Christ, is that real? There's no way that's real. I don't not believe it though. It's crazy. Good night, Chungus. They went into people's Kindles and deleted 1984. It's just so ironic, no?
So it can price you correctly. Home ownership is at an all-time low. The list just goes on and on and on.
Hi,
the majority of
Thank
people
you.
now have 5 to 8 subscriptions, as slowly all ownership is ground into dust. The subscription world you live in now, where almost nothing is true.
I used to never mind subscriptions, but that's back when they were like fucking cheap as shit. And now everything has a subscription, and every time it's fucking expensive.
Truly yours,
you know?
was built on what Adobe proved in 2013. You might have heard of techno-feudalism. The Greek economist Yanis Varoufakis' idea that the biggest tech...
When I got Allstate, they wanted to track my car. I don't know what Allstate is, sorry. I guess it's a car thing. They wanted to track your car. If I braked too hard or sped too often, they'd penalize me. What? They're controlling like how you drive? There's a bill for 2027 trying to be passed to have mandatory AI monitor driver monitoring for 2027 manufactured cars. What? Man, I don't understand the I don't understand the crazy surveillance that they need, like, that everyone fucking needs on us. Like, what? Why does everything need watched? It's to make you drive safer? I think instead of that, people should have mandatory re-driving tests every 5 years instead of fucking getting your car watched. You know what I mean? It depends, like, depending on your age group, you should get a re-driving test depending on how old you are. So, like, if you're young, you only need it, like, every 10 years. But if you're over 50, maybe every 5 years. No, does that not sound, like, smarter? Oh, fuck. Why? I just don't understand why. So then, thank you for the follow. Welcome in.
Most people
the government doesn't know what you jork to. It's just not free enough country. Okay. Missed my own raid. Oh, welcome in, Lord. Thank you so much. I said, sorry, I'll just repeat myself a little bit. I said thank you so much for the raid. We're watching Adobe is completely fucked and we're all getting raid bait right now. But I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. You got to go. Bye-bye, Slime Dog. The real reason is to drive out your premium, and if you're a bad driver, make you pay more. User data collection to be sold.
Even notice the arrangement they're living under. That's the world Yanis says we've drifted into.
Is to create
I hate this shit. I genuinely...
We are like sheep. Enclosed within them.
Life doesn't feel like it's fun anymore.
The West,
you know what I mean?
Is one that
it's just scary.
And obviously your techno-feudal lords don't have your best interests at heart.
Do not fall into the trap of thinking that there is, a good techno-feudal lord.
Yanis isn't the only one noticing this and shouting it into the void. Slovenian philosopher Slavoj Žižek has been making the same argument, and two of them agreed fully on what's happening.
The key of this new corporative capitalism, digital and so on, is that it's a new form of the privatization of commons.
You streamed for 12 plus hours, time to sleep, but I like to leave my followers with some fun, and my co-streamer has a Scottish accent, so it seemed a good fit. Do enjoy yourself, have a good stream. Oh, good night, have a good rest. Congrats on streaming over 12 hours, that's insane.
Space in which even capitalists and workers and so on exchange stuff is controlled by them. That's the feudal moment.
And there's a more specific name for a company that behaves like this by colonizing aspects of our digital lives and then using it as a method of control. The big tech critic and political economist Brett Christophers calls it rentier. The idea is that sometimes businesses earn their money by actually doing something. They make a product, they sell it, and they have to win you over all over again every time. Rentier doesn't work like that. You're not really a customer in that arrangement, you're a tenant, and if we're being honest, closer to a serf. You can take it from the World Economic Forum itself. On one of their own stages, two economists ironically laid out the exact racket.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Biggest
Welcome
topic here at Davos and the biggest topic around the world.
The government selling patient information from the NHS to Palantir, one of the most important databases in the world. What? They did that? Or they're going to? What? What the fuck, man? Yes? I just don't understand it, man.
And in particular, we're going to be talking about rentier capitalism.
The world nowadays is so fucked.
Is about the existence of a system in which the return to private property rights exceeds
Andy Burnham says he's going to stop
return
when he's sworn in.
A lot of it gets captured by things that are in very short supply or inelastic
I guess I just
supply.
truly don't understand why they need all of the information about, like, us, I guess. Like, is it because they can then sell it to advertisers who then purposely give us products to buy, or what? Why? How are they making money from it? I don't understand. To train their AI models? Yes. So they're selling private information of us so they can specifically get more money out of us by fucking advertising very specifically shit towards us. Okay, great. Palantir CEO thinks the Antichrist is real and that he's the chosen one to stop it. I shit you not. They can sell that information on to whoever they want to for whatever reason and use it for themselves.
and where you have property rights on that.
And the way you keep that supply scarce is simple. You make sure no rival is ever allowed to compete, thus making products a necessity like needing somewhere to live.
Those 5 platform corporations have bought up over 500 other corporations. So as soon as they become potentially competitive, they buy it up. These are powerful robber barons of the 21st century.
All of that set on a stage at the one event on the calendar most likely to be full of them. And let's not forget, these are the ones who invented that 2030 prediction for what they considered a utopia. Adobe is exactly what the rentier and techno-feudal models predict. When your customers can walk away, you have to keep the product well maintained. Quality sells, but when you rent a product because you need to, you don't get the joy and pleasure of ownership, and the product quality and features become an afterthought. But a company doesn't get this brazen by accident. It's a calculated, decades-long strategy. And so to understand how Adobe ended up treating their own customers like hostages, you have to go back to how they got this powerful in the first place. Like Microsoft, Google, and the others, Adobe built its empire on a monopoly. It was one of the great digital empires to emerge from the dot-com era. And like the other tech titans, it got there through a mix of true genius and ruthless deal-making. It started in 1982, when 2 engineers, John Warnock and Charles Geschke, left a company called Xerox and founded Adobe, named after the creek that ran behind Warnock's house. Their first product was PostScript, the invisible language that tells a printer exactly how to draw a page. Apple built it into the LaserWriter, and for the first time, anyone with a computer and a printer could produce professional quality documents. So that was the start of Adobe's good reputation among consumers and the tech industry. Then came something just about everyone in the world knows, the humble PDF. It worked so well that it became the default format of the entire planet. By the mid-2000s, Adobe believed that up to 1 billion computers were running it. And then came the crown jewel in the Adobe empire, Photoshop. Adobe didn't even invent it. 2 brothers, Thomas and John Knoll, did. Adobe simply bought the license in 1988 and turned it into the default tool for every photographer, designer, and artist.
Wait, they didn't even make it?
Photoshop, which Adobe again did not even make, became so dominant that its own
Wait, I have to go back here. Wait,
Adobe
what?
believed that up to 1 billion computers were running it.
What?
And then came the crown jewel in the Adobe empire,
No
Photoshop.
way.
Adobe didn't even invent it. 2 brothers, Thomas and John Knoll, did. Adobe simply bought the license in 1988 and turned
They just bought it?
into the default tool for every photographer, designer, and artist alive. Photoshop, which Adobe again did not even make, became so dominant that its own name turned into a verb. To Photoshop something is just what you call editing images now. But like any empire,
Well, it used to
Adobe
be.
wasn't entirely built on good faith. They made sure you'd never have an alternative. Whenever a strong competitor stepped into the light, Adobe either bought it or buried it. The clearest example was a program called Freehand. In 1994, Adobe bought the company that sold it, being the main rival to Illustrator. The FTC was pretty militant back then, and forced Adobe to sell Freehand back and banned it from buying the product again for an entire decade. So Adobe simply waited like a predator stalking its prey. Freehand eventually landed with a company called Macromedia, and in 2005, 1 year after that ban expired, they bought them outright for $3.4 billion and shut Freehand down for good. Its last serious rival in illustration was simply erased from existence. That same deal also handed Adobe Flash and Dreamweaver, the tools the early internet was practically built on.
They've basically just stole everything.
Design onto the web itself. If you remember the internet games you'd play on a browser in the CD and floppy disk era, that was all Adobe Flash. One by one, the rivals vanished and Adobe became the standard. It was taught in every school,
I remember
and demanded on
Flash.
every job listing. You've used Adobe's tools because of what they did back then. That's the whole game, and all the tech giants did it in their own ways. Then, once they transitioned to a subscription
It's fine
model,
to pirate,
like the landlords
right?
charging
Well,
higher and
if you
higher
can never
rents,
own
Adobe
it,
started cranking
you
the
can,
handle.
you know,
Year after year, the
technically.
cost jumps upward. Adobe took
Perhaps.
its flagship plan, the
Rara.
$59.99 a month Creative Cloud that included nearly everything, and started trying to move people onto pricier new tiers, and raising some plans by as much as 50%. The photography plan that cost $9.99 per month increased to $14.99. Their justification, though, made it even worse. They'd
Because
stuffed
of
their
AI,
apps with
right?
an AI called faelin.
Oh, yeah, they're putting the prices up for AI that no one asked for.
And now everyone would pay for them.
And everyone doesn't like it.
A massively upvoted Reddit post described it as Adobe's AI tax. Then, if you made it through the dark pattern and demoted to the standard plan to save money, Adobe cut your monthly AI credit.
I don't think that people will ever stop pirating. I think there's always going to be a new way to do it. You know what I mean? I think there'll always be a way.
From 1,000 to 25, a 97.5% reduction. Pay more for
Jesus.
AI you never asked for, or pay less for a crippled version of the software you already had.
It's crazy.
Then there's the enshittification of the software itself.
Enshittification.
Just like the scrappy new built houses in your neighborhood, the clothes you wear, and the other things that you love, the big 2025 releases of Photoshop fell well short of the line. Premiere Pro was especially
Everything is getting enshittified nowadays. Everything's getting worse. Companies don't really seem to care about doing good products anymore. And when you do have companies that do good products, they're always really expensive because, you know, they do good products. Piracy exists due to service problem. Exactly! And there's a reason why people would rather just buy a game on Steam than pirate it, because it's easy. A lot of people will obviously pirate it because they can't afford, but the easier option is to simply buy it because it's easy.
Yes, but this isn't the end of Adobe's galling story. Now comes its incredibly
Like,
satisfying
I have a bunch of games I have to buy soon.
reckoning.
But it's just easy. It's easier to just buy a game than to do all that, you know? And you would rather have an easy way to do it.
On the table. A mandatory update to its terms granted the company permission to access your content through both automated systems and human review. The reaction was seismic. A single post breaking down the new terms has 12 million views to date, and Adobe went back on its word saying it wouldn't now use personal work to train AI.
Personal work.
Remained up in arms for months.
Last week, Adobe updated their Creative Cloud terms
Personal
of service,
work,
and boy, did it not go well. They changed the terms of service of their stock photo service by rolling out Firefly retroactively to make it okay for them to use that content in their training data, because the trust is gone, and you can't just get it back.
Truth be told, it didn't affect Adobe much immediately because they owned the land. But like every single empire on this planet that has fallen, the cracks began to form. It started with a strong new challenger in Figma. Adobe reached for the usual tactic and agreed to buy it for $20 billion in 2022, one of the biggest software takeovers ever attempted. The CEO then went on CNBC to make the case that there was nothing here to worry about.
And I don't see any overlap. I don't see anything that would make it so that the myriad competitors would be disenfranchised if you merged. Don't you have to say, look, the market is so big that this would not hurt?
Is he about to cry? Yeah, what's wrong with it? Is he okay?
Gave that question
why is he's like on the verge of tears?
What we are seeing is really this confluence of creativity and productivity. And when you think about it like that, it's like every tech company, whether you have a platform and it's companies like Microsoft or Google or Apple.
This is
Meta,
such a waffle
every
answer.
surface that exists, whether that's a web browser, whether that's a mobile device, whether that's a desktop.
Answer, though?
We want to take the ability for what Figma has done with respect to creative, collaborative software on the web, combine that with what Adobe has done in our creative, and make it even more accessible for others.
But it wasn't
even more accessible in the same sentence with Adobe is kind of like a, what is it called? Like an oxymoron type shit? When you've got two complete opposite things in a sentence?
to be. This
He looks like AI, he
Adobe
does!
failed.
So that deal was scrapped as
It
regulators.
failed.
They raised concerns about it eliminating competition, removing Figma as a threat to Adobe.
Regulators in the US, UK, and EU lined up to block it. The deal then collapsed at the end of 2023, and Adobe had to hand Figma $1 billion for nothing at all. Figma actually used that money to help itself go public. It was like when Rome marched into Germania, lost 3 entire legions in the trees, and then just gave up conquering it for good. The second blow was Canva, who bought Affinity, which is like Photoshop, and made it free. More than 1 million people signed up in under a week. Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve had already done the same thing to Premiere on the video side. But the third blow would be bigger than Adobe. Think about what Adobe really does.
He's answering like a politician, just blabbering anything but the question. Exactly. Hi, Behemoth, welcome, man. Those were AI images. There's no way, right? I think they were.
It was like when Rome marched.
Yeah, these are AI for sure. Yeah.
made it free. More than 1 million people signed up in under a week. Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve had already done the
DaVinci
same
Resolve. I liked DaVinci, but I did move to Premiere Pro because of like some packs and stuff.
thing to Premiere on the video side. But
I like how he's talking about AI stuff no one asked for, then proceeds to put AI stuff in the video.
the third blow would be bigger than Adobe. Think about what Adobe really does. They make difficult things like editing images or making movies possible, but not easy. And to their credit, before they started ill-treating their users, they supported genuine creativity. But now generative AI has started to drain that skill scarcity away. When you can create media
I don't understand why all these tech companies are so obsessed with like jumping into the AI bubble. I don't get it. I don't understand.
with the click
I
of a
don't know
button,
why they're all so obsessed with jumping into it and why less companies aren't like shying away from it. Because in my opinion, it pays good for the elite. If a company uses AI, the company looks cheap. Just saying. It cheapens the company a massive amount. And I won't look at the company the same way.
Software that makes hard stuff easier but still requires skill to operate is just a dying breed. Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, and Meta didn't have that issue because they didn't depend on the creative industries that Adobe does. And with some poetic justice, Adobe's own AI pretty much started killing Adobe's own business. Firefly lets people generate images from Adobe stock images instead of buying them, and they can be really expensive, so customers did exactly that. They started cannibalizing themselves by joining the AI race and being one of the only companies.
AI looks amazing when you don't know shit. It sounds convincing. It tells you about the CEO and higher ups. I guess. I just...
not to make
I don't
money
think
out
AI
of
looks
this.
great,
By
but I
plugging
think
their
in the near future it will be really difficult to tell. Like, it's already getting kind of difficult to tell, but it's gonna just get even worse. The same 4 companies on the AI generating bandwagon are playing patty cake with the world's economies, money, and making... There's so many, like, AI data centers coming up everywhere and shit, and it's just... The price of electricity is gonna go up, everything's fucked. We should put Sam Altman in the meat grinder. That's the AI fucking RAM guy.
AI like
I want to buy computer parts, but I can't fucking buy computer parts because of the AI shit. I want to buy a new computer.
mad, they
But I can't fucking afford one anymore. Hi, Vigujo. I wanted to buy a second PC. I was looking at computer parts to buy and build a second PC. But no, RAM is like $1,000 and SSDs are also like fucking $1,000. Everything's gone up.
contributed to
I sold my body for RAM. I made it jiggle and jive for DDR5. Fuck, man. Maybe I... You know what? I still wouldn't even be that kind of VTuber. It's just not me. But you know what? I see why.
their own redundancy.
See
and that's
why.
exactly what the market has worked out. Adobe shares had peaked near $700 at the end of 2021.
I just want a new computer.
By the spring of 2026,
Because soon you won't even be able to own your own computers and you'll have to fucking cloud service, month subscription, have your own fucking cloud computer and you won't be able to fucking own your own computer soon. I'm gonna start selling feet pictures. Oh, I bought 2 terabytes for $250 and now it's like $700. I bought my RAM for like $200 last year and now it's $1,000. If I want to buy the same RAM I have now, it's $1,000. Bro.
they had fallen roughly
If my RAM breaks, I'm fucked.
65%.
Okay, let me
but
rewind,
it
sorry.
has worked out. Adobe shares had peaked near $700 at the end of 2021, but by the spring of 2026, they had fallen roughly 65% from that high, trading nearer $200. It's down this year, it's down over the last 5 years, and even some big asset managers who used to support it have now abandoned ship. Adobe posted record revenue of $23.8 billion in 2025. But the stock was being walked to the gallows anyway because no one sees its future. And finally, even if Adobe survives all of this, it may have already lost the one thing it could always count on. Its tools have become so expensive, so bloated, so openly contemptuous of the people using them that these people are actually just starting to leave altogether. Now for years, this was unthinkable.
What are we gambling? Are you guys doing something like, oh, if I win this lot's all? Did you see what's happening in the States? I don't remember which state it is, but they're allowing companies to vote on local votings, which lets them fuck with things when it comes to selling land. Or what the land is used for. They're trying to buy the land from farmers so they can run power from one state. I saw they were trying to buy a big part of public land. I don't think public land should be buyable, personally. I just don't. I don't think public land should be purchasable. All that just to make shitty videos of an animal saving babies and Jesus saving the day. You know that AI is just going to start getting used for more and more nefarious shit. And it's going to get really disgusting. And no one's going to stop it. And
there
it's
was nowhere
fucked up.
to go. Now, there's everywhere. And here's the part that should scare every
It already, of course, is used for nefarious shit, but it's just going to get worse.
Their downfall. When Microsoft and Meta hit trouble, AI was their bailout. Whether it's a bubble or not, AI has been like a magnet for money and tech. For Adobe,
Magnet
AI
for money. Oh, okay, I see why everyone wants to jump into the AI bubble now. Oh, it's a magnet for money. Yeah, fuck my morals. You know, fuck everyone else. Fuck all of the normal people whose prices are going up. Because it makes my wallet bigger.
The opposite.
Yeah, fuck
it's
everyone
the angry
else.
guy kicking the door in. There is no AI bailout coming this time because AI is the one holding the axe. So while they're bigger today than at any point in their history, it's also closer to the edge than it has been in decades. And if it does go over, it'll teach every
I'm
other
making Desi Dallin, the thing is, they're actually building 7 AI data centers in Scotland, and I've been seeing a bunch of protests about it. And it's really, really nice that they're protesting, but I just have a feeling that protesting doesn't even do anything anymore. People don't, like, the government doesn't care if we don't want it, you know? 7, yes. There's been 7 proposed AI data centers in Scotland, and they're, I think, in the works. And everyone's been protesting and shit, but no one gives a fuck. I don't think it's gonna stop anything.
company the same lesson. You can squeeze your
Wait, did you see the video of Trump talking to an AI Teddy Roosevelt? I did not. But I've heard one of my friends was like, oh, my mum just came up to me and said that Michael Jackson faked his death because there was a fucking AI video of like Michael Jackson on a bus or something. And like, they believed it. And it's like, fuck.
Customers as hard as you like. You can let the product rot, hike the price, rent people back the things they used to own. Whether you're selling software or streaming or printers or cars or chocolate bars. You can get away with all of it.
Guys, I'm hiking up my sub prices and I'm making all my streams sub only.
For years. But the
I'm gonna take Adobe's hand here.
There's no AI
I'm gonna start AI genning everything.
bailout to save you. You can lose
money
everything.
magnet.
But Adobe is in the minority, and when you look around you, the same thing
Someone
is
needs to
everywhere.
truth nuke the servers. Wait, a Desi? Tier 3 subs only. Oh fuck, I didn't mean to start another video. Guys! If you're watching this, hit the subscribe button.